Hi, it's Ronnie, and welcome to Off the Board with Pineapple Papers, where we use something that we pinned on Pinterest as our inspiration to create our layout. And there are prompts, but I'm using the layouts I have pinned. And this one, I have no name again. I even clicked on Explore, scrolled down through all those just in case there was another pin that I could find of it and it would take me somewhere. But no, I didn't find anything. I'm scrapping that photo of Casey and Josh, and I'm using these close to my heart dies, and one of them was magnetized on the outside. It was stuck, but it was not in there. And I'm using 49 and Market um, Sunburst, and I don't think I use anything else today. And I'm showing the scrap that I have that I'm going to use, and I did my alphas for the title out of that piece of paper that has maps on it. I forget to use the rub-ons, so none of them make it on the layout. And this print, if I went ahead and just used the torn side, it would have been upside down, so I cut another piece, and I will tear it. I want to make sure the hinge shows because I like the hinge, and so I was pointing it out, and I'm going to try not to cover it up too much. I do cover it up a little, but yeah, I was trying not to cover it up too much. I didn't want too big a gap there, but I wanted to not cover it up. And I wanted to make sure I used the pineapple because, they're big. I ran across these on sale after I thought I bought all I was going to buy. And so I got laser cuts for like $2. And so I bought a few more packages because I figured I could use them on something else if I didn't use them all on this album. And so I have quite a few of the pineapples. And that one's a large one. So I thought, I can work it into this. And so that's what I'm doing with it there. I put it on the bottom so the whole thing wouldn't show, but you could still maybe tell it's a pineapple. I just love these laser cuts. I will be using a few, well, like that little, well, it's not real little, starfish there. I cut it out from the packaging, and I will be using some of the ephemera, but most of it's going to be the laser cuts. And yeah, love them. I almost forgot to use that down at the bottom, and I wanted it to go with my cluster up at the top. And I was like, oh no, where am I going to put it? But I found a good place to put it. But I am using probably the best clips of this um, on the top. So the bottom part, it does have like three little places up there. And so they will be showing. So the part I cut off will be kind of on the straight side. I'm not sure where I'll be using it next. I might have to play with it a little bit to use it the next time. I did spend some time beforehand on most of these flowers. I don't know if it was, well, all of them or if they just went back flat. But I did kind of manipulate them a little bit and round them a little bit so they would not be completely flat on my layout. Well, I don't think I did anything to those white ones. I really don't. I think I put them right on there and didn't even manipulate them at all. This one was in the butterfly uh, bunch. And so I put foam tape behind the butterfly's wing, and so it's pop up just a little bit. And you will see me in a little bit add just a tiny bit more because it didn't seem to be sticking up good enough. It wasn't even feeling like it was as high as the picture is. So I will throw a tiny bit more foam tape on there. I don't think I cut it out, but I do throw it on there. And here, oh, another one of those sprigs. I love those sprigs, and I've been cutting them apart. I might have used a whole one on my layouts I did a year ago, but I think I'm going to be cutting them apart quite a bit because I like that brighter green here and there. And so, yeah, and I'm just tucking them in different places. Um, Well, it's kind of hard to tell what I'm doing. Oh, I have another one of those sprigs. I'm putting it on there. And yeah, don't it look good just here and there on the layout? And there's a string, and I love it, of course. So I thought I'd add it, and I thought I'd make it look like it was going behind the frame and then back out. Now, when I saw this layout, I had it pinned and I was scrolling down through them, I thought, oh, I want to do one with the photo. So I was looking through my photos, trying to find one that didn't have a whole lot of like scenery or anything. And this one had the C behind it. That's good. That's good. I'm going to go ahead and use it because I knew I was going to cut it into the circle and a good chunk of the picture would be cut away. So I went ahead and used it so the C would be showing. And it is in the inspiration piece too. And I didn't use the sign. I think I'm kind of hoarding the signs. I wanted to use it for something that was on land, because mostly the sea's back there behind them. And so I thought of 2 or 3 photos that I'd rather use it on, so I didn't use the sign, but I did use the pineapple. And so I made up for it there. But I'm using this uh, bottle with the ship in it. And I first thought my title was just going to be up there towards the center, similar to what it is in the inspiration layout. But then I got to thinking if I cluster it around my bottle, that it would work really good too. And the reason the title became Island Time is because I seen the word time in with all the chipboard words. And I thought, okay, what am I going to have it? And I was looking around through the words, and all of a sudden the word island hit me. So I looked for it, and it wasn't there. So I could always die cut it out. And I liked the 2 alphas and how they snuggled together around the bottle. So I really like how it turned out. I just like snuggling stuff up together in my clusters. I kind of wished after I put my bottle at an angle that I put it straighter so it'd go right under the word island. But I like it tilted like it's sunk down into the sand. And so I'm going to go ahead and leave it that way. I did take a minute to pull out the T-square ruler, make sure island was straight. But yeah, it is straight. Oh, here's where I'm trying to figure out how to use that other piece of uh, fishnet. And I almost forgot it. And I thought, boy, before I run out of room, I'm glad I thought of it and can use it on here. So I am tucking it up there. And maybe I pulled out a tiny bit to put over on the left-hand side. I don't know. Let me look at my layout. Yeah, I did. I pulled that other piece over and used on the left-hand side. No, a different piece is over there. I can't tell. My hand is in the way. Oh, it's hard to tell what I'm doing or done. Yeah, there is a piece over there. So that one piece sits there. And I won't throw it away. I hold on to stuff like that just in case I need it for something, especially, till the collection's gone anyhow. And my camera's going to go off in a minute. I looked up to uh, turn the camera off to get something, and I don't remember if I got it now or not. I was so upset over the camera being off. But watching the video, doing the editing, all you miss is the butterfly that I put on there being glued down. And I will add another butterfly. This is when I add that extra piece of glue. I will add a third butterfly because I realized when I was taking the photos there was only 2. But I will add a third butterfly at the end in the photos. And there's the butterfly and it's glued down. And yeah, that's all you missed. But I didn't know how much you missed when I looked up and seen the camera was off. And I'm kind of on the short side, so it's really hard to reach up there and push buttons on the camera. And so I have to wait until I'm editing to know. And the wait is not anticipation, it is dread. Because, like I said, I never know how much. I am Oh, I'm adding foam tape to this yellow flower so I can add it. No, it's not a yellow. The backside yellow. It's a, I'm thinking coral color. I think that's what these are. But I wanted to add a flower in there, and here I'm trying to decide how to use that other spray. And it looks way too long that way, so I'm gonna cut a part of it off and split it and use the other part somewhere else. And I like it a lot better that way instead of it being so very long. And I tucked the fuller part of the spray in this cluster, and then I'll tuck the other part up there at the top. I'm going to add just a little bit up there at the top. And don't you love that background paper? Oh yeah, the Sunburst. Of course, she had to have a sunburst in this collection since the title is named Sunburst. It just absolutely had to be in there. And I do have 2 paper packs, but I do have a lot of photos, so 2 paper packs wasn't quite enough. And I don't have the so-called solids, but I pulled in some, I think it's Spectrum Sherbet paper, and the first day I used an Alina. I don't remember if I told it was Alina paper. One side had flowers and everything, and then the other side was blue, and I used the blue side. I shouldn't have waited so long to buy paper, but I ordered when they first told me, my grandson first told me they were all going to Hawaii. In fact, um, it was one of their aunts that wanted to go, and she had it all planned and invited all them to go with her. And then she ended up on vacation in Memphis, on the other side of Memphis, and ended up in the hospital there for like a couple of months in severe condition. So they had to cancel the plans, but she still wanted to go. So they made it a year later. Anyway, she messaged me on Facebook wanting to know if I wanted to go. And I wasn't a friend of her at the time. And I ignored it because there was so much spam going on and people hijacking your accounts. And I feel bad about that because, it's right after that that she got sick and was in the hospital. But yeah, I couldn't go, but it was nice to be invited. Anyway, I was telling you about the collection. The collection I got, I didn't like it after I got it. It was for Hawaii, but I didn't like it. And I loved the Sunburst. And so I thought, well, since I got another year, uh, you know, I might order something different. Well, then Sunburst came out, and yes, I ordered it. But yeah, I spread it out over some months, and I wanted to make sure I had the laser things and ordered them first, and paper ended up last. Oh, the decisions we make as a scrapbooker. But that's it. That's my layout. And I want to thank you all so very, very much for joining me while I created it. I had a lot of fun. Make sure you check out the playlist down there below and have lots of fun with Off the Board with Pineapple Papers. Bye.